Hey YouTube, this is a pretty late response to Gia TV's topic as far as schooling single mothers. And as horrible as the story of what happened to the 10th-month-old Denaya is, it's not very surprising to me. It's not shocking anymore because these are things that have been happening for quite a while. It's a horrible story. It's a vicious way for anyone to go, especially for a 10th-month-old who hasn't even been able to have the opportunity to have experienced life, to decide, okay, well, I'm looking around and I want to be this and I want to grow up and be that and be able to experience life like the rest of us. And her life was basically cut short, and it was a horrible thing for him to do. When it comes to his punishment, anything cruel and very sadistic and very torturous would work just fine for me. Capital punishment, that's too quick, because he did not give her a quick chance of dying. He didn't just, pop and in her life. He took the time to stop, to sexually molest her, to rape her, and then she died. So he deserves to have a nice long little torture before he's put to death. I am a single mother, and wonderfully and blessingly, if that's a word, I do have the father around, which I think is very important, because especially nowadays, a lot of the fathers seem to be disappearing. They seem to be kind of nonchalant about the whole thing, like, okay, well, I gave my child support, that's about it. And that doesn't make sense to me, because the child needs the mother just as much as the child needs the father. It's an equal balance. You need both parents in the life of the child. Now, whether I want to put the blame on the mother, no, I'm not going to pull the full blame on the mother. But she does have to receive some blame, because you can't, I don't know if that was the father, I don't know how long he's been the boyfriend, but you don't just leave your child with anyone. I'm sorry. You went through 9 months of carrying this big weight around. You went through childbirth for however many hours it was. There's no way you're going to tell me that you would just so easily leave your child with someone. You had to wake up and do sleepless, endless nights with this child. Lots of money has already been spent on this child when it comes to formula, diapers, childcare, everything. So I can't possibly see that you would just easily say, all right, well, I have to go to work and I'll just leave it with this dude that I met for however long that you've met him. But then at the same time, I have to think that regardless of whether she might have left him with a boyfriend she had for about 5 years or a boyfriend she just had about 3 days, you never really know a person. So whoever you leave your child with is a risk. It's better, and it's a little more of a guarantee when you leave your child with a family member that you have, or the father, because then you're kind of like, okay, you don't have to worry as much because they're in hands of those that you believe loves your child and cares about your child. But this dude, I don't know, obviously it's quite, actually I do know, it's quite obvious that he doesn't care for her, he doesn't love her anything whatsoever. I want to know, when it comes to her, where's the family members in the story? Where's her mother? Where's her father? All these people that could have possibly given her some kind of help. And before this boyfriend showed up, who was watching her child before then? Why did all of a sudden today, when she had to go to work, she chose, instead of using that same form of childcare that she was using before, she decided to use the boyfriend? And did he just offer up his services, or did she ask him and he decided, okay, yeah. There's not enough information in the story for me to really go ahead and say, okay, well, let's The mother can take blame for this and she can take blame for that. But I'm definitely going to say that she definitely needs to take some blame, because that child is her responsibility. Point blank, period. If you're a single mother, then, or even if you're not a single mother, you know, if you have a child, that child is your responsibility. When and if anything happens and the cops come knocking at your door, they're not asking, oh, where's the grandmother, where's the cousin, where's the aunt? They're asking, where's the mother, where's the father? The child is your primary responsibility. So if anything happens to this child, then I automatically say, you're responsible. You have to take blame for it, because you're supposed to be thinking for that child. You're supposed to be acting for that child. So everything that you do, you need to be thinking, all right, well, I have to do this for my child. I have to think what's best for my child. I have to think about all these things. You don't just leave your child with some random person. If he was just a random little boyfriend that she had for like a couple of days or whatnot. When it comes to me, I am lucky, as I said before, that the father is a part of her life. He gets her whenever he so much pleases. Well, we have a simple arrangement where he gets her every weekend. And any other time that he wants to have her, I have no problem. He can swing by and pick her up. I can drop her off. It's not a problem. Because one thing I told him, I said, I'm not going to come after you and require that you do childcare. I said, no. I said, I don't need you to give me any kind of financial support. I said, financial support I can do for myself. I got a job. You know, I'm a decent job. I can take care of myself and her. What she needs, most of all, that she needs is her father in her life, especially when you have a daughter. She needs her father in her life. I don't care what the situation is. She needs to have, even if it's not the father, then she needs a strong male figure in her life. Then that means the grandfather, or maybe it's your uncle. You know, but she needs someone there in her life when it comes to male. Not some dude that you've been with for a couple of months or whatnot. And also, when it comes to watching your child, even now, you really can't trust anyone. Because as a matter of fact, there was a story not too long ago, I think about 2 weeks ago, where a mother, she had to go to work and she has 3 kids. She had a 17-month-old, I believe. She had a 10-year-old and she had a 12 or 13-year-old. And here in Florida, 12, 13 is old enough that the child can watch younger children. So you can't even sometimes leave your child with their own siblings, because what happened, the 17-month-old was crying for whatever reason it was. And the older child, who was about 12, 13, he was watching TV. And the child was crying. He jumped in front of the television, blocked his vision of the TV, and that child went ahead and took a bat, and knocked that child unconscious, and the child died. Knocked that child straight across the head with the bat. So really, when whoever it is that you decide to leave your child with, you need to definitely know, okay, well, what's this person's patience like? You have to know a lot of things about that person before you can even consider leaving your child in anyone's care, because you only get one of that child. You're not going to be able to bear another child that's going to be exactly like that child. That's the only one that you're ever going to have that's like that. And like I said before, that child is your responsibility. And if anything happens, it's you that's responsible. Yes, he was wrong in what he did, but you're responsible for that child, for that child's care, for that child's life. And that's it.